So today is more than just a day off for me. Today is a day that's all about refreshing, resting, taking it easy. I intentionally overload, yesterday, the day before, to make sure that today is literally nothing going on that I don't have to do, So that way I could just fly the whole day by the seat of my pants. That's really refreshing for me. I know some people really need a plan to be able to feel refreshed and not stressed out. For me, I need to not have a plan in order to feel refreshed. But there are some things that I'd maybe like to do today, like maybe play some Zelda, Breath of the Wild, maybe play some music, maybe work a little bit on this YouTube channel, maybe just sit quietly in this room, maybe read a book. It's all those maybes and those I could, and if I want to, I will. Those things really bring me a lot of peace. Just the idea that I can do those things if I want, and there aren't any really have-tos. I remember though when we had our first kid, my wife and I, we had already established a habit of having this day of refreshing. And so when Micah showed up, when we had him or whatever, I remember being really frustrated with him because suddenly there was a have to, I have to change diapers, I have to feed, I have to make sure that he's not plugging stuff into outlets that isn't supposed to be plugged into outlets, right? Like paper clips and stuff. That's not good. Got really frustrated because I developed this habit of how good it felt to just be able to refresh. And what I quickly realized is that a very large portion of my refreshment day was spent doing things that weren't actually refreshing. Like, they were just time killers, I guess, or things that distracted me from the worries and stresses of life. There's a big difference, though, between something that refreshes you and something that relaxes you. I used to smoke, and a cigarette used to be relaxing, right? But you don't often feel refreshed after something like that. Or, video games is another good example. That's a relaxing thing, and it's a fun thing. But when I get done with it, I'm often kind of left with this sort of empty feeling where I feel like there has been a withdrawal on my soul, a withdrawal on my mind, rather than, increasing the balance, throwing resources into there. And so it's been a really intentional thing for me for a long time to make sure that, my days of refreshment look very different from times of relaxation in a lot of different ways. But I'm really excited about this YouTube channel and the fact that I just get to share things into this camera lens on my day of refreshment, because this is something that's refreshing for me. It's not even necessarily something that's relaxing for me, because it's taking calories and burning calories thinking. It's using brain power to do this. But processing what I'm thinking about, having to rearrange my priorities in a way that the stuff that really matters is what is being cataloged, in this channel. Stuff that really matters to me, it's lining up my priorities. These ideas of God in my life, and a refreshment versus relaxation, and music and family, and these things that I really do value, giving myself this added accountability and this ability to process through that stuff is just really, really helpful. I can already feel it. Like after having developed this habit of refreshment, I can feel that this moment right now where I'm just talking into this lens is actually changing something in my heart, and I'm getting added to rather than subtracted from. Just before this, I was watching Jerry Seinfeld's comedy thing on Netflix or whatever, and it was really fun, and I was laughing and stuff, but when I finished it, it wasn't the same feeling that I would have gotten from watching like a new anime show or something, where you're in this other world and you're kind of distracting yourself from what is going on in the real world. What I liked about watching that comedy routine was that everything's about the real world. It's about interactions that you have with real people in your life, and so it was cool actually. It was sort of an accident, but I'm really glad that I landed on that on Netflix instead of like a 12-hour binge of a new show. Those are fun, but they're not refreshing. You know, you feel withdrawn from at the end of a day rather than added to. So I guess those are my thoughts for today. I'm not always going to try to make these videos any longer than they need to be. So I think I just need to be okay with having them be, shorter than 10 minutes. Like the magic YouTube number is 10 minutes, because then you can put mid-roll ads in your videos, and this channel is not about making sure that I can do mid-roll ads. This channel is not about seeing how gigantically large I can make this channel. It's all about giving me a place and a purpose to catalog and reprioritize and think through things in life, and to hear trains in the background. That's what it's all about. It's about kind of taking off some of the veneer that I've managed to somehow like paint over my life over the past few years, and just get really real and just completely be myself. That's part of the reason I'm not right now at this point too with this channel being all like, hey everybody, come follow, check out this new thing that I'm doing, because I'm really at this point very okay with this growing organically and being just what it is, basically a journal on tape. Tape? Really? No one uses tape anymore. This is the digital age. Anyway, so that was my thoughts today, just on refreshment and versus relaxation. And if you guys have any thoughts or ideas about that, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. I am seeing the few comments that are popping in, so please go ahead and leave something. So my question I guess I'm leaving with you today is, what refreshes you? What is something that when you think about it, you realize this is actually not refreshing, it's just relaxing? Because they're two very different things. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Peace.